just calling to say I
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your host and host MSH Rider, and today we are here for a review for our bike, which is Kawasaki Ninja 400. So we are here for a long-term review, not quite so long-term, but yeah, it's 6,000 kilometers review, and I'll tell you about its pros and cons and everything. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like, subscribe, comment, joke, anything. Just do it. Share as well, huh? Anyways, so the first, let's go with the pros. Of course, this bike I have here in Australia, so the power figures I won't be telling you because everybody knows about the power figures. It's not that bad, but yeah, it's at least 1 bhp higher than KTM. That's what I know, KTM 390. And it's a lot more powerful than MTO3, not in the lower or the mid range, but yeah, the top range got good bhp, got good torques. So the first pro I'll tell you is its looks. Just look at the bike, guys. The looks, it's a 2021 model, and you can see it's got a new color scheme. It has this black panel over here, the white with the red stripes over here all around, which gives it a good vibe. Just cut the bad thing. So the second pro I'll tell you is, people used to complain about its brake. Well, I'll tell you one thing. From my perspective, the brakes are pretty good. The front and the rear as well, they are pretty good. The brakes, it's been the Nissan caliper brakes, and they are very good. It's got a good bite on the disc brakes, so you can expect a good thing. And on my second service, my rear brake worn out was 40% because I used to apply lots of rear brake, and my front brake was worn out 20%. So I used to apply less of front brake. Now I apply both because I didn't like that jerk thing, that like the front brake and the jerk and all those things, though I completely 90% rely on the engine braking. But anyways, that's for the next thing. And the second pro is the third pro is its exhaust. It's not that good, but yeah, it's got that sleeky thing, not like any other bikes that look bad. This is good. This looks good. The color scheme is good. I know it's the traditional Kawasaki green color scheme, and please just ignore the rear bike voice. It's someone racing over here, racing the horses. And the suspension, I'll tell you about the suspension. The suspensions are pretty good. Like the front suspension, it's never disheartened me for any bumps, anything. The rear is good as well, and that's the fourth point. And the fifth point is its seating posture. As you can see, my height is 5.5, 5.6 some days with the heels on my shoes, and you can see the sitting posture is quite good. Even if I tuck in, I'm not like too much aggressive, not too much upright. It's complete blend. You can see this is how it looks when I'm sitting on the bike. And the instrument cluster, which is followed from the previous gens, the instrument cluster is very fine. The engine, the gear indicator is over here, the first, second, third, and speedometer. That's the trip A. Let's see. We have done 6,622 kilometers. My bad, I didn't keep record. But yeah, so far 6,000 kilometers this, as you can see, the overall looks, yeah, these indicators, they are kind of big, they seem big, but yeah, the overall look is fine. Well, some changes that I got on my bike, some mods, which were like this one, the Augie knobs, the crash guard for people in India. This is the Augie knob, the company name, and this is a pretty good crash guard. I haven't crashed, by God's grace, till now, and I don't hope to crash in near future, but that's just for the safety. And the rear view mirrors, these are pretty good as well. I've never had any issue apart from the blind spot that everybody has, not just me or the bikers or the cars. Everybody has that blind spot. But yeah, the mirrors are good. They give a good view of who is at your rear, at least a good glimpse, so that I can like change lanes. Although I have to see my head checks that needs to be done, but yeah, it just gives me a good glimpse at who is at my rear and what do I have if I have any surprises, risk or anything. So this is the second mod that I put. These are the quad locks. These are very good ones. Just show you, I'll just have to nothing. Just put it, snap, and that's it. Nothing wrong. Nothing to worry about. Even at high speeds like 70, I have done 110 on highways. This never disappointed me. So this is all about it. Well, the cons, of course, every bike has a pro and the cons with it. So the pros we talked about, but the cons, which are for a long distance, I feel like 14 liters is pretty less, like not that less, but yeah, it's just that tiny bit. If it was like 16 or 17 liters, it would have been good, but yeah, the tank capacity would have been like this I guess. But yeah, that's fine. If I tell you, if you want to buy it, it's a definitely yes from me, a thumbs up as well. And the price range here in Australia, it's just it costs me 85 to 87. If you negotiate, you can go to 84 with the Augie knobs, of course. This is the KRT version, that is why it's above that 8K band. Otherwise, if it was normal version, it would have been below the 8K band. Yeah. So guys, we have 3 variants here in Australia. One's KRT version, which is what you are seeing right now. This is 2021 version, and there's an SP version with a different color, and then there's a normal Kawasaki Ninja 400. So there are just 3 variants, and there's just color difference, and none of the specs are different. Specs are almost same. Seating position same, everything same, headlight, analog, mechanics, engine, everything is same. It's just the colors different and nothing else. And it's your color preference that you want to go. The SP and the KRT version costs, without the Augie knobs, it costs something 83, 84, and the normal version costs 7,800 something. So that's all for the review session. I hope you liked the review. If there was anything left, do hit and write it in the comment section. I hope I didn't miss anything, and yes, do like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you have watched this far. And there's not much to tell, it's just fabulous. This bike's fabulous. Riding posture is good. I have a height of 5'5", 5'6" some days, so for me it's pretty good. I reach my hand pretty good, and so yeah, that's fine.